Okay, I need to tell you something, and honestly, I don't think this is just another transit. Because what's happening in the sky right now isn't subtle, it's not background noise. Mercury is making exact contact with Chiron, your deepest wound, and I really believe it's about to unlock something you've been waiting years to understand. If you've been having sudden realizations about old pain lately, or if conversations keep circling back to things you thought you'd dealt with, stay with me on this one. There's a very specific reason that's happening, and I'm going to explain exactly what's going on later in this video. But first, let me tell you why today matters so much. This isn't just Mercury having a casual chat with Chiron. They're in a perfect trine, a 120-degree angle that only happens a few times a year. And when the planet of communication meets the asteroid of our deepest wounds in this specific way, that's when the truth finally gets spoken. That's when the story changes. That's when we stop running from what hurt us and start understanding why it had to happen. And here's what really gets my attention. This is all happening under a first quarter moon in Aries. That's not a gentle, reflective energy. That's a crisis point, a turning point. The universe basically saying, enough talking about it, time to do something. And if that feels intense, you're right, it is. But I think that's exactly what we need right now. Your wound just became your superpower, and you can finally see it. So here's something I've been noticing, and honestly, it's been a huge realization for me. That thing about yourself you've been trying to hide, the part of your story you don't tell people, the struggle that made you feel broken or different or like you didn't have the right to take up space. Mercury and Chiron are rewriting that entire narrative today, right now. And I really want you to hear this. Your wound was never a mistake. It wasn't random bad luck. I believe it was your origin story. Every hero has one, right? That moment where everything changed, where they discovered who they really were. And for you, that might have been wrapped in pain. It might have felt like rejection or abandonment or being told you're too much or not enough. But here's what Mercury in Sagittarius does when it touches Chiron in Aries like this. It zooms out, it stops focusing on the painful details and starts seeing the bigger picture. And suddenly, you realize something incredible. That wound, it taught you exactly what you needed to know. It gave you abilities other people don't have. Empathy they can't access, strength they haven't earned, wisdom they haven't lived. And I think that's why you might be feeling this shift right now, like you're finally ready to stop apologizing for your story, to stop hiding the parts that hurt, because Mercury is literally rewiring how you think about your pain. It's showing you that your biggest weakness was actually training you for your biggest purpose. Has that been clicking for you lately? Like suddenly you can talk about things that used to make you shut down? That's not coincidence. That's this transit working on you. And if you've been finding yourself sharing more, speaking up more, or just feeling less ashamed of what you've been through, you're not imagining that. That's real. That's the healing happening right now. You've been waiting for permission. Today you realize you never needed it. Okay, so this is where it gets really interesting for me. With Chiron in Aries, there's this deep wound around identity, around the right to exist, to assert yourself, to say this is who I am without apologizing. And I think so many of us have been walking around with this invisible weight, this feeling that we need someone's permission to be ourselves, to take action, to claim what we want. But here's the thing, and this was a big aha moment for me, that need for permission. That's the wound talking. That's the old programming that says you're not good enough yet, not healed enough, not ready enough. And today, Mercury is calling BS on all of that. Because here's what I'm seeing with this first quarter moon in Aries. It's creating this tension, this urgency. The sun in Capricorn wants you to be responsible, to wait, to have a plan. But the moon in Aries, it's screaming, move now. And usually that kind of tension feels paralyzing, right? But not today. Today, you're getting a different message, and I really believe this is one of those life-changing truths that's been waiting for you. You don't heal by waiting to feel ready. You heal by doing the thing while you're still scared, while you're still uncertain, while the wound is still tender. And here's why this matters so much. Mars, the ruler of both Chiron and that fired-up Aries moon, it's in Capricorn right now. It's exalted. That means it's operating at maximum power, maximum discipline, maximum, let's build something real out of this pain. This isn't about having a breakdown or an emotional explosion. This is about taking all that hurt, all that struggle, and turning it into something tangible, something lasting. I've been feeling this myself lately, this sense that the waiting period is over, that all the processing and preparing and getting ready, it's done. We're ready now, even if we don't feel ready, especially if we don't feel ready. Because confidence, it doesn't come before action. It comes from action. It comes from doing the thing that scares you and realizing you survived, you thrived, you were stronger than you knew. Does that resonate with you? Have you been feeling this pull to just start, to stop overthinking and just move? That's not recklessness. That's your healing pushing you forward. That's your soul saying, we've waited long enough. The people who rejected you were protecting your destiny, and now you can thank them. This one's intense, but stay with me. I think there's something really powerful happening with Mercury and Black Moon Lilith, both in Sagittarius right now. Lilith is all about the parts of us that got exiled, the wild parts, the parts that refuse to conform, the parts that speak truth even when it makes people uncomfortable. And if you've been the black sheep, the outcast, the one who never quite fit in, I really want you to hear this. That rejection wasn't a punishment. I believe it was protection. It was the universe keeping you from shrinking yourself to fit into spaces that were never meant for you. Think about it. If they had accepted you back then, what would you have had to give up? What parts of yourself would you have had to dim or hide or completely abandon? The very things that make you powerful now, your independence, your unique perspective, your refusal to accept things that don't feel true, you would have had to sacrifice all of that just to belong. And here's what Mercury trine Chiron is revealing today. Every time someone said you were too much, too intense, too different, they were actually saying you were too powerful for that environment. Your frequency was too high, your truth was too real. And instead of lowering yourself to match them, you were protected from that diminishment. I know that might sound like I'm just trying to make you feel better, but I'm not. This is actually what's happening astrologically. When Mercury in Sagittarius, the truth-teller, the philosopher, makes this perfect angle to your wound in Aries, the wound of identity and belonging, it literally rewrites the story. What felt like rejection becomes redirection. What felt like abandonment becomes freedom. And honestly, I think that's why so many of us are feeling this shift right now. We're not angry at those people anymore. We're not even hurt by it anymore. We're actually grateful. Because we can finally see that if we had been accepted into those spaces, we never would have become who we're meant to be. Have you been feeling that? Like you can finally make peace with being different, like you're actually ready to own your intensity instead of apologizing for it? That's not just personal growth. That's this cosmic alignment working through you, showing you that your exile wasn't a curse, it was your initiation into something bigger. The truth is finally safe to speak, and people are ready to hear it. So here's something I've been noticing, and I want to know if you've been experiencing this too. Conversations are going deeper lately. People are suddenly ready to talk about the real stuff, the messy stuff, the things we usually keep hidden. And it's not forced or awkward, it's like everyone suddenly got permission to be real. That's Mercury in Sagittarius working with this Chiron trine. Mercury in Sagittarius doesn't do small talk. It doesn't do surface level. It wants truth, meaning, the real story. And when it touches Chiron like this, all those things you thought you could never say out loud suddenly feel speakable, shareable, even necessary to share. And here's what's really interesting to me. It's not just that you're ready to speak your truth. It's that people are actually ready to hear it. Because this isn't just affecting you, it's affecting everyone. The collective consciousness is shifting. The tolerance for fake, surface-level interaction is gone. People want real, they want authentic. They want to know they're not alone in their struggles. This is why I think today is so powerful for healing, because healing doesn't happen in isolation. It happens in connection. It happens when you share your story and someone says, "Me too." It happens when you voice your pain, and instead of judgment, you receive understanding, and that's exactly what's available right now. And this is important, not everyone is at the same level of readiness. Some people are still defending their walls, still protecting their wounds. And if someone isn't ready to go deep with you, that's okay. That's not rejection. That's just timing. You'll find your people, the ones who are ready to meet you at this level of truth. And when you do, that's when the real magic happens. Your body already knows what to do. Your mind just needs to catch up. This is something I've really been feeling myself. With Mars in Capricorn ruling this whole situation, there's this incredible groundedness available. This isn't just mental healing or emotional processing. This is somatic. It's physical. It's in your bones. You might have noticed your body responding differently lately. Maybe you're craving different foods. Maybe you need more sleep or less sleep. Maybe you feel this urge to move, to exercise, to physically release energy you've been holding. That's not random. That's your body already doing the healing work while your mind is still trying to figure out what's happening. And here's what I think is so powerful about this. We spend so much time trying to think our way through healing, analyzing, processing, understanding, and those things matter. But sometimes, and especially right now, the body leads the way. The healing happens through action, through movement, through physically doing something different. Mars in Capricorn is exalted. That means it's operating at its highest potential. It's not the scattered, aggressive energy of Mars in Aries. It's disciplined, strategic. It knows how to build something that lasts. And right now, it's asking you to build new patterns, new routines, new ways of moving through the world that support who you're becoming, not who you used to be. Have you been feeling that pull? To change your routine, to start something new, to finally take that action you've been thinking about forever. That's not just a good idea. That's your healing demanding to be made real. To be brought from the realm of thought into the realm of form. And today, with this Mercury Chiron trine, your mind is finally ready to support what your body already knows. Something permanent shifted today. There's no going back. Okay, so here's what I really want you to understand about today. This isn't just a nice transit that makes you feel better for a few hours. I believe this is a turning point, a marker, a before and after moment in your personal timeline. The combination of Mercury trine Chiron with this first quarter moon crisis point and Mars in its exaltation, this doesn't happen often. And when it doesn't just bring insight, it brings integration. The wound doesn't just get understood, it gets alchemized into wisdom, into power, into purpose. You might not see all the changes immediately. Some of this is going to unfold over the coming weeks and months, but something fundamental shifted today in how you relate to your pain, your past, your own identity. The story you've been telling yourself about why you hurt, that story just changed. The limitation you thought was permanent, you just found the door. And here's what's coming next. In a few days, Mercury is going to square Saturn. That's the test. That's when the universe asks, okay, you got the insight. You felt the shift. Now what are you going to do about it? And if you've taken action, even small action, based on today's revelations, Saturn will help you build something lasting from them. But if you just think about it, talk about it, but don't do anything about it, that's when you hit the wall. So this is your cosmic homework, and I really mean this. Whatever truth revealed itself today, whatever shift you felt, whatever permission you finally gave yourself, act on it. Today, tomorrow, this week. While Mars is still strong, while the portal is still open, while the energy is still moving, because this kind of opportunity doesn't come around often. And when it does, you either use it or you lose it. Alright, if you're still here, thank you so much for watching. Seriously, this topic is so close to my heart, and knowing you stayed through all of this means everything. If this resonated with you and you want to see more content like this, I'd really appreciate if you hit that subscribe button. It genuinely helps more than you know. And please, drop a comment below. I really want to hear what shifted for you today. What truth finally clicked? What are you ready to do differently? We're all going through this together, and your story might be exactly what someone else needs to hear. Take care of yourself, be gentle with the healing, and I'll see you in the next one.